I'm here today visiting a local lavender farm, and it's something I've been wanting to do for so long, but we just never made the time or whatever. And so my husband surprised me with a date night, said, "Want to go there?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah, that'd be awesome." So I am just drinking in the smells of this lavender farm, and unfortunately, they have just sold all the plants and they'll be dug up in October, and somebody will be transporting these to another city. That's okay. I'm going to enjoy it while we can. How fitting that the first creature we saw was a cat. What we were surprised to find out was the cat's name. Bubbles. Look at all the bees. I've never heard of another cat named Bubbles. Hello, Bubbles. Hello, baby. Yeah. You like the lavender? Only those who have known me for a very long time know that my first cat that I owned all by myself was Bubbles. She was such a good pal, and I had her for many, many years. We just thought it was pretty cool that the official mascot of this lavender farm was indeed Bubbles. Lavender Hills is a small family-run lavender farm that's been in our area for a couple of years. It has done pretty well, maybe had a slow start, but because of health reasons, the owners decided to sell and focus on other endeavors. We met the owners, Deidre and Mary, who were industriously harvesting the lavender. We could not have hoped for a more beautiful day, and here we are looking like Anne of Green Gables and Gilbert out in the fragrant gardens.
The bees don't bother you. No, they don't. They really don't. You reach down in there and they just go to the next bed. They don't care.
Honeybees are gonna be sad.
It's such a gorgeous day and it looks amazing here. The ladies are so nice. This is a different variety of lavender that I don't remember the name of it. I'll have to double check on it, but Greg said that this is where the bees are just going crazy. I love the smell of lavender, and they all have a different scent to them. Oh, this one smells really good. This one may be my favorite. I think it is. We didn't plan to come here and cut any, but I think we might cut some of this one. They said for $20 we can cut everything on the plant, and so we may just do that. This lavender farm has 3 different varieties of their main types. The Royal Velvet, Grosso, and Phenomenal were the main plants that they were growing. I had a really hard time deciding between Royal Velvet and Phenomenal. We finally decided on Royal Velvet, but I still kind of have leanings toward that Phenomenal, just like the bees. The ladies from the farm are out harvesting the spears and just steadily keeping busy. It's in a beautiful location and it's a gorgeous day. This is my happy type of place. I love it. Greg loves all things plant related. As a horticulturalist and an arborist, he really was interested to learn how the lavender is propagated and how it's grown, its life cycle, and lots of other things that only he would think to ask. Here, while Mary is harvesting more lavender, she's explaining to us just different random things about the lavender plants that we found quite interesting.
And each time the stem got longer and longer. But I couldn't believe it.
What do they typically bloom once?
Usually once. Maybe again later in August, June. They're closed. They haven't opened yet, but they all open like this. And that's when you harvest them. These are well over it because you can see the brown buds.
Oh yeah.
That's the ones that have already bloomed.
Do they start losing some of their scent? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
After we visited and picked their brains a little bit, Deidre was so nice to explain to me how to harvest the lavender, and she was here demonstrating how it's best done.
Where the stem is, there's this thing called the woody part, which is a thicker branch, and you can see it actually looks more like wood than a stem. You cannot cut into the woody part.
Okay, so only the new growth.
Sometimes you can take 2 or 3, even more like these, and you can see the woody parts like right here. So you just cut right above it.
So that keeps your mound.
Yeah, it makes it round. If you cut too much into the woody part, it can kill your plant. So that's why you have to be really careful. So if you just want to do, like, I can tell where it is, but sometimes people can't. If you want to just do like a couple at a time.
She showed me how to cut the lavender, and so now I am starting. I'm not that good at it, but I'll get the hang of it. It smells amazing.
We have 18 here.
Okay. So most of ours is wooded, but we are building a cabin, and we're off grid, and so so that's usually what I make videos about, just cabin updates, stuff we're doing in the garden, whatever.
It's cool.
I did not, well, this was a spur of the moment thing coming out here. I'm glad we did. I'm glad to have met you. I don't know if I caught your name.
Deidre.
Deidre. Oh, I heard your mom talking about you.
You know, a lot of people did this up in Fawcett, but it still has maybe 5 or 6. They bloomed 4 times last year. We couldn't believe it.
That's crazy.
We're like, can you please stop? We're getting really tired. But you'll end up with about, let's see, that's really a little too much, but once the leaves are off, it's not as bushy. And then you take it and you just keep twisting a rubber band around it.
Oh, I've seen those.
Tight.
People
And
hang
then-
them in their, like,
And then you put a
ribbons.
paper clip that's, you know, pulled out, and you hang them. We've got chain in our garage.
We had such a relaxing time. We loved smelling the lavender and harvesting it. And we also learned that there's a couple more lavender farms in our area, one in our very town. So those are some to check out in the future. Once we got home, it was time to bundle the lavender according to her directions. I hope I did a good job. I really enjoyed the process, and I even had some little helpers along the way. Once the lavender was bundled, I hung it in little bundles up in our exposed beams in the dining room. So we have the whiff of lavender plus the beauty of it hanging there drying. It's a win for everyone. Going to that lavender farm did many things for me, but one thing that it did for me here on our homestead was let me know that I need to do a little bit more care of my own lavender. So I'm going to harvest what little bit I have. I have some La Diva Spanish lavender, and it's not very much, but I'm gonna add it to what I got from the farm. I'm gonna dry it, and it's gonna go in my lavender wreath, and it's gonna be pretty. My lavender has these little butterfly wings on it, and I really like it. It's going out, so it's not at its peak, and I know I should have harvested it before, but honestly, before I went to the lavender farm, I didn't really give it too much thought. So hey, let's just jump in. It's very pretty. It smells really different from the other. In fact, it smells more almost sagey. Yeah, it smells a lot like sage. All the lavenders have a different smell. This will definitely at least add a beautiful touch of those pretty wings to our arrangements. I do have sage growing in our garden, so why not harvest a little bit of that? It's really pretty, aromatic. Has the pretty purple flowers, not quite the same as lavender, but why not add a few there too. I'm gonna hang these upside down to dry with our lavender, and it's gonna be like an English cottage. What do you think? Lavender? Sage? Whether it's lavender or sage or even sunflowers, I hope you find some joy today in the things that God has made. God bless.